All right, this is the problematic intersection we've been doing a lot of testing with. This is the intersection of Johnson Street Northeast and St Anthony Parkway. And you can see here the posture really hasn't changed. So we're kind of setting up to the right again when we're making a left turn. So this swooping behavior here with the route is definitely not what we want to see. I didn't expect any improvements with this build, but I just again want to kind of continue to test this in hopes that one of these builds, maybe some behavioral changes happen here where we align ourselves more to the center line, which will make the behavior for surrounding traffic that much less confusing. So let's see what we do here. So we drilled out. All right, we're gonna actually make the turn there. So that was actually pretty cool. We kind of went over the center line a little bit there, so definitely still gonna report that. But that was, I think, one of the first times with oncoming traffic that where we actually saw a successful, turn there. So, again, it was a little rough around the edges, but overall, it wasn't bad, minus some of the jerky wheel inputs and whatnot. But I'm going to be coming back, so that's kind of consider that attempt one of three. All right, and this is the dreaded unprotected left turn here on the St Anthony Parkway. This is a really tough intersection. It's the toughest one that I've seen to regularly cross. There's oncoming traffic here ahead of us here. I think we're going to be clear, so it's going to end up working out. But as you see there, very close to the right, I actually disengaged there because I grabbed the wheel. So definitely going to report that. Again, you see kind of two big issues with that intersection. The first is that the car incorrectly aligns itself to the right before making that turn. It's one of those things that definitely confuses surrounding drivers and makes you as the driver feel pretty nervous, especially considering that then there's oncoming traffic, approaching you at about 30 miles an hour, and that you're going to supposedly be turning across. So a lot of times there, the car will react too slowly, and then it puts us in a bad spot, interfacing with oncoming traffic. So I frequently disengage there. It's very rare that the car gets that right, and usually when there's no cars there, that's the only time I let it actually complete the turn. But even then, you saw the line selection, it gets way too close to that curb on the right, and then it tries to kind of almost go over the center line after it completes the turn. I've seen that in previous builds as well. So that continues to be one of those really, really challenging areas for Beta, and I hope, in the future that's something that they can adjust. I think the first thing that'll kind of fix that one is just adjusting the posture before the turn. So, all right, this is attempt number 3 with FSD Beta 10.69.1.1 of St Anthony Parkway here, and this is an unprotected left turn. We got some more traffic this time that we got to deal with here. Let's see if again we're going to go to the right. Yeah, the behavior hasn't changed, so I'm going to just try to reposition it and see what it does. Yeah, it's still a bit too aggressive there by positioning itself to the right. So, again, the reason for disengaging again, we had somebody pretty close on our tail, and by slowing down and hanging off to the right there, that person cannot get around us. So it's kind of like an unofficial passing lane there. So being a good steward of the road, you have to disengage for now. So again, I didn't expect any behavioral changes with this minor release. Again, they're focusing on other bug fixes and whatnot, which makes perfect sense. But it's going to be an area I'm going to continue to test here throughout every other new build that we get on this car. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. All right, so we're pretty well occluded on both sides here. We've got better visibility to our left than we do on the right until we peek out. Now we got the pillar cameras here, should have a pretty good view of traffic here on our left. There isn't that many parked cars on this road as there usually normally is. So we got cars on our right here again. We're hesitating a little bit. We had a little bit of a window there, but let's see if we jump at this one here. This is a pretty busy intersection pretty much every day, so especially during rush hour. So your windows are pretty short, so you got to seize the opportunity when you get it. All right, we're starting to roll. Let's see if we can commit. Yeah, and we're still hesitating a little too much there. So that behavior can kind of get a bit tricky when you have somebody again behind you that is expecting you to commit to going when you have a window like that, and when you kind of hesitate, that opens the door to getting rear-ended there. So did give it a throttle nudge to get it to go through the intersection there. But anyways, just another example of kind of where we're at with unprotected left turns in FSD Beta 10.69.1.1.